क्या हर बुराई वाकई बुरी होती है, क्या हर अच्छाई वाकई अच्छी।
Hi there, I am Pratikshya Mishra and you're listening to Do I Like It? A Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. And in this episode I'll tell you, do I like Vikram Vedha?
In life, things happen. And even if nothing's happening, that's still something happening, right? So on this show, we talk about things that happen. We get an esteemed panel of highly jobless people to answer the million-dollar question. Do I like it?
Before I tell you if I like the new Vikram and Vedha or not, I should admit that I am a fan of the 2017 original directed by Pushkar-Gayathri. The filmmaker duo has also directed the new one, which actually works in its favor, and I'll talk about that more later. Before I completely dive in, there's a small message for you. You can watch our other episodes and also all other podcasts by The Quint on our website or wherever you get your podcast fix. The characters of Vikram and Vedha are inspired by the Indian folklore of Baital Pachisi, or as we colloquially know it, Vikram Baital. The plot of the folklore, at least जो मेरी नानी और मेरी माँ ने मुझे सालों पहले बताया था, and there might be some inconsistencies there. There's a king called Vikramaditya who is tasked by a sorcerer or a tantric to find a Vetal जो जंगल में एक पेड़ पे लटक रहा है. Vikramaditya says, sure, great task, right on to it, and he goes into the forest. But what happens is that he makes many attempts, 25 to be exact, or 25, and every time the Vetal says that, hey, I'm going to tell you a story, and it ends with a riddle. Now there are two options that Vikramaditya has. Either he knows the answer to the riddle and does not speak, and then his head literally blows up, or he breaks the vow of silence that Vetal asks him to take and answers the riddle, and then Vetal goes back to the tree. So Vikram is not really in a win-win situation here. ऐसे ही Vikram Vedha में भी the character of Vikram is not in a win-win situation. Starting से his story, there is a lot going on that he can't understand, and throughout the film, his idea of morality and what is black and white and what is right, what is wrong, who is innocent, who isn't, rapidly changes because of the stories that Veda tells him. Vikram is a cop or a encounter specialist to be exact, and Veda is a gangster. With that context in sight, let's dive even deeper into this. Do I like the performances? I really enjoyed them. The main cast in the 2022 film is Hritik Roshan and Saif Ali Khan. I have watched a lot of Saif films before and I have liked him as an actor, but Hritik Roshan's brand of cinema that he did when he was just in the industry was never really my cup of tea, so I never watched a lot of his films. So I am essentially entering the theatre having liked one of the actors and not having a lot of experience with the other one. I was pleasantly surprised on both fronts. Saif Ali Khan plays the stoic, set in his ways Vikram brilliantly. You see the anguish on his face, and जब वो confused हो जाता है या जब when his worldview is literally crumbling around him, you can see all of that on Saif Ali Khan's face, and that is truly a testament to who he is as an actor. Hritik Roshan, on the other hand, gives a wonderfully restrained performance. Something that I think he tried to do with Agnipath, but वो नहीं हो पाया तो नहीं हो पाया, ठीक है. इस film में, it is his Hrithik villain redemption era, which is weird because it's also in a way Veda's redemption era. Hrithik actually told the media that acting in front of Saif helped him become more real of an actor, and that really comes off on screen. Both of them on screen are fire. Unki chemistry is off the charts. Now let's talk about supporting characters. Radhika Apte as a lawyer, and incidentally also Vikram's wife, is brilliant. Finally, a role जिसमें Radhika Apte can truly be completely utilized after a very long time. Sharab Hashmi, on the other hand, as Bablu, is also brilliant. मैंने Family Man में उनको I think सबसे पहले ऐसा notice किया था. Even though he was surrounded by such able actors, he really stood out in that show, and that also happens here. Then an actor that I didn't expect in the film, Rohit Saraf, stepped out of nowhere, and he entered the screen and I was like, आप क्या कर रहे हो इधर? But props to the casting department because he fits his character exactly as he should, and so does Yogita Behani as Chanda. Let's talk about the filmmakers themselves, Pushkar and Gayathri. the story that they have built is so delicate and so intricate and so well researched कि फिल्म में अगर जो flaws भी है ना, be it in say accent इधर उधर हो जाता है या pacing is a little off in the first half, you let all of that go क्योंकि उन्होंने world building ही इतनी सुंदर की है. विक्रम और वेताल के स्टोरी को लेके कॉप एंड गैंगस्टर का स्टोरी बनाना एज अ कॉन्सेप्ट माइट साउंड एक्सपेक्टेड, बट वो जो फोकलोर के अंदर जो नुआंसेस हैं, जो मोरालिटी का सवाल है, ऑल ऑफ दैट ट्रांसलेट्स टू सिनेमा सो ब्रिलियंटली बिकॉज ऑफ हाउ गुड पुष्कर एंड गायत्री आर एट देयर जॉब्स. ओरिजिनल विक्रम वेदा हो या उनकी जो प्रीवियस वेब सीरीज ही सुडल हो, द वॉर्टेक्स, both of these are not flukes apparently because they're clearly very good at the thriller genre, and I'm very excited to see what the filmmaker duo comes up with next. ये जो मोरालिटी का सवाल है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वो क्या है विक्रम वेदा में? इट इज समथिंग दैट सैफ अली खान्स कैरेक्टर इज स्ट्रगलिंग विद, एंड इट इज समथिंग यू विल ऑल्सो फाइंड योर सेल्फ क्वेश्चनिंग. हाउ डू यू वे a life's worth with their actions and its consequences? Do you have the right to weigh a life this way? जैसा कि माइथोलॉजी में, इफ़ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, ग्रीक माइथोलॉजी में अनुबिस, अगेन with my limited information, Anubis weighs souls that have departed from the world. Do we as mortal beings have all the information, right, and the perspective necessary to do this weighing? And if we don't have this perspective, तो हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कि कुछ black है या white है या grey area में है या गलत है या सही है? Of course, there are things that are out and out wrong, you know, and there are things that are out and out right. But there is a huge space in between, you know, the medium place where a lot of life's decisions rest. Do I like the film as a remake is actually a very important question that I asked myself before I stepped into the theatre. मुझे 2017 वाली फिल्म बहुत पसंद है, but the consequence of that is this कि मुझे plot पता है, ट्विस्ट्स पता है, टर्न्स पता है, मिस्ट्री पता है, और एक थ्रिलर बिना मिस्ट्री के कितना ही पसंद आ सकता है ऑडियंस को. एंड दैट वाज व्हाट आई वाज वरीड अबाउट. व्हाट इफ आई डिडंट लाइक द फिल्म प्योरली बिकॉज आई न्यू कि क्या क्या होने वाला है आगे. बट पुष्कर एंड गायत्री एंड सैफ एंड ऋतिक हैव क्रिएटेड द सेम फिल्म बट विद अ डिफरेंट सोल. जैसे ये ओरिजिनल साउथ इंडिया में बेस्ड थी और वो उस सेटिंग में इट फ्लरिश्ड. दिस वन दे हैव ब्रॉट टू यूपी, कानपुर और लखनऊ में बेस्ड है, एंड दैट वर्ल्ड बिल्डिंग इज जस्ट डिफरेंट एंड परफेक्ट ऑन इट्स ओन. अ ह्यूज क्रेडिट फॉर दैट एक्चुअली गोज टू DOP PS विनोद, जिन्होंने विक्रम वेदा को ऐसा पल्पी, शोले एस्क, यू नो, 80s गैंगस्टर एरा, स्लो मोशंस, वैनिटी शॉट्स, इधर बाल से पानी गिर रहा है, फाइट सीक्वेंसेस, मिट्टी उड़ रही है, ऑल ऑफ दैट ही हैज़ ब्रॉट टुगेदर, you know, as just a wonderful dish to serve you on the big screen. And it works beautifully well. और उनके ये जो सुंदर visuals हैं, those are brilliantly complemented by music by Vishal Shekhar and the background score by Sam CS. Here I have one qualm. Sometimes the background score is so overwhelming or loud कि डायलॉग्स उसमें गुम हो जाते हैं. साउंड और ऐसे डायलॉग्स वगैरह से याद आया, डायलॉग्स बाय द वे दैट आर रिटन बाय मनोज मुंतशिर एंड BA फिदा. द डायलॉग इसके पास लोमड़ी दिमाग है is something I haven't heard in quite a while, and I realized that forgive me, I'm emotional, I'm kidding. I realized that I really missed it. It is this kind of flavor that even the dialogues have added to this film that truly comes together to make the perfect film. I'm not saying that Vikram Vedha is perfect, but it is a great film where it stands. Now, if you ask me, do I like it more than the original? I would actually say no. But that doesn't mean that Vikram Vedha 2022 is not a good film. It is just lacking some of maybe the charm of the original, but that's probably because the original is, as I have said so many times, the OG. To answer the age-old question, do I like Vikram Vedha? Very much so. If you haven't watched the original, don't watch it right now. Go to the theatres and truly experience the magic of Vikram Vedha on the big screen. फिर घर आके watch the original if you want to. Vikram Vedha is in theatres from 30th September. Thank you for listening. Do I Like It is a Quint original podcast hosted by Pratikshya, executive produced by Shelly Walia and Ritu Kapoor, produced and edited by Anjali Palod, written by me, Pratikshya, again, with theme music from BMG Production.
You were listening to the Quint's podcast.